Greetings YouTube, Crimson Tree here. So I wanted to post my 4-week update, which is, just about a month now that I have had dentures. And, there's a lot of shrinking going on right now. It's pretty crazy, actually. I talked last week about using Lily & Darling's method of the double paste, where I'm using paste and the powder. And it works pretty well. What I noticed about it that I didn't like, and I think that's strictly user error, is that I don't know if I put too much paste, but what was happening, and it could be the kind of paste I'm using too. I used the Fix-A-Dent with Scope and the Fix-A-Dent powder together as my combination adhesive. And I don't know if I put too much paste, but what started happening was I started to get a sore spot right up here, right on the gum line, right on the gum. There's a bone there that kind of protrudes out, not outside of the gum, it's in there. It's just kind of like, a big piece of bone, I guess. I don't know. And so it was creating a sore spot there. And I think it's because I had too much adhesive in the denture that it was causing my teeth to sit funny. So I definitely think it's user error when it comes to that method and how I was doing it. I probably have to use less paste. But for now, what I decided to stop doing that for now because I needed to get that sore spot healed up. Like, I didn't want it because it was hurting pretty bad. So I stopped using the double adhesive method, and I just went with the Fix-A-Dent powder. Now, before, when I was using powder, I used the Polygrip powder, and it was good. But this time I wanted to use the Fix-A-Dent powder. So I tried the Fix-A-Dent powder, and I did the double application of that. Just like with the Lily & Darling's application where you double up the powder. So I doubled up the powder, and I've been rocking that now for a few days, and the sore spot went away. So the sore spot went away because the dentures are sitting where they need to sit, and they're staying. I mean, the double application of the Fix-A-Dent powder works really nice, actually. Haven't had any trouble with it. I've been able to eat. I've been able to, chew gum and stuff like that. Now, gum chewing does loosen it. So if you're looking for something that's going to, keep your teeth in all day long, I strongly recommend you don't eat real hard things. Now, there's been some hype going around YouTube about this product called Denture Fit, and I will probably try it out at some point. I gotta wait. It's a little expensive, so I gotta wait for funds. In the meantime, I know the price works out to be about the same as what you use for adhesive, but I've got so much adhesive here right now between, Polygrip paste, Fix-A-Dent paste, Polygrip powder, Fix-A-Dent powder. So I just need to kind of use up what I got so far and not really try anything different. Now, I have an appointment tomorrow with my dentist to hopefully get a reline. I am praying that they will let me get a reline tomorrow because my dentures are pretty loose and I have to use a lot of powder to, keep them in my mouth. And I would rather only use a little bit of powder to keep them in my mouth. I tell you, I like the powder better than the paste. Paste just sticks to your gums and it's gross. Not only is it gross, but when you take your denture out at the end of the day, and it doesn't matter what kind of paste you're using or what method of somebody's, adhesive, even with Lillian's application method, that paste just sticks to your gums like crazy, and you either have to finger it off with your nail or you got to use a toothbrush or something to get that off your gums. It does not come off that easily. The powder, on the other hand, kind of just dissolves away on its own. Like within a few seconds, it's kind of gone, and you don't have to worry about there being these big globulars of yuck in your mouth. So I kind of like that better. It's it's been real funny because I've, I've come to grips with the fact that I'm wearing dentures. I've come to grip with that. And so now I kind of play around and I make silly faces and stuff like at night when I've got them out. I make silly faces and, just kind of make everybody laugh because the faces are just hilarious sometimes, I swear. But I've been doing really well and it's been going really well. I haven't had too many problems. In the beginning I did, just in the adjustment, getting used to them and stuff has been a process, but it's been working out pretty good, not too many problems. I've had a couple questions about the color, about the shade, not just here in the comments, but I have had a few questions about the shade. So the shade of tooth that I have, it is a bleached white shade. So if you are looking at a color palette I think it's called the Vita shade palette, it's Vita something, and it has the A1 and B1, which are like the lightest shades they have. The color I have is whiter than that. A1 and B1 are not bleach shades. They're just the lightest shade of natural teeth. What I have is about 3 shades lighter than that, and it's of the bleached, the bleach color shade palette. So I don't think that Affordable Dentures will ever offer you this shade. Neither will Aspen Dental. But if you go to your dentist, just a regular dentist to do it, and you ask them if they have any, bleach shade palettes, you can have them show it. I'm not keep in mind with my dentist, Oasis Dental, I had to really kind of not fight with them about it, but I had to really say, look, A1, B1, I'm not going with that. That's not going to work for me. I don't like that color. And, even though these are temporary teeth and that are only going to be in there for a year, I wanted a bleach shade. That's just what I wanted. I knew that's what I wanted. I didn't want to have to explain to people that I come across why my teeth, here's the thing. When you are having this process done and, your teeth look a certain way, people are used to seeing your mouth the way it is now before you have all your teeth pulled. And either they may or may not be white. They may or may not have decay. They may or may not be crooked. Everybody's mouth is different. And people, whether they realize it or not, when people know you and they're used to looking at your face a certain way, when you make changes to your face, that gets noticed right away. The slightest thing changes your face. And people notice it. They may not notice why your face has changed, but they will notice that your face has changed. And I knew that when I had my teeth pulled and I had immediate dentures put in, I knew I was going to have to explain that. Even if it was like an A1, B1 shade, it was going to change. My teeth would be straight versus the way they were before. If you look at some previous videos of mine before I had the process done, my teeth were darker, a lot darker. They were kind of crooked. And on top of that, I had a partial that I was wearing, which kind of stuck out a little bit in certain areas. I mean, it was just really odd. And I didn't realize how jacked up my teeth were until I got used to the way my mouth looks now. And then I look at some of those videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a really drastic change. So, so I knew my face was going to change by having dentures. Now, if I had gone with, say, A1 or B1, which are the 2 lightest shades of your natural color palette, and then, got used to that, they look the same, but they're a little darker than this. So then a year later, I go and I get my permanents done. And I knew that with my permanent, I wanted a bleach shade. I at least wanted a PW4 from the portrait palette. Or I wanted, the PW7, which is the whitest shade of their bleach color. So I knew I wanted one of those 2. So then I would have to explain to everybody what's going on right now with my face, which, I only half explain it. People know I've had work done, but I don't really tell them what work I've had done. And then in a year from now, I'd have to explain it again because now I'd have teeth like this that were darker, but then I'd have another set that were whiter, a lot whiter. I didn't want to explain twice. I mean, I just don't want my teeth to be a central focal point in a normal conversation when I'm face to face with somebody. I just don't. Now, people that don't know me, they just think I have a pretty smile. People that do know me, they know something's up. They know something's different. And when I first got it done, they couldn't really put their finger on what was different, but they knew something was different, especially people that know me well. So I didn't really want to have to deal with that. And now, in a year from now, I'm going to go for my permanent set. And there's going to be some subtle changes, but people aren't really, the general people are not going to really notice those subtle changes. And because of the color I want to get, which is the PW7, that is a little bit lighter, just a smidge lighter than what I have now, but it is a whiter shade than what I have now. People will just think I bleached my teeth, which they think that now anyway. They think I bleach my teeth now because they are so light. Some of the aesthetic changes will be like with the tooth shape. So, okay, I'm going to smile real big and I want you to take a look. So this is my denture. This is my overbite. And my denture. Now, the things I want to change is right here. I want these just a little bit longer, just a smidge longer. I want to keep these the way they are, but I want these to be longer than this, just by a hair. And then my canines, I definitely want longer. I want my canines a little bit longer and a little bit shorter. So look at my canines. I want them a little bit longer, just a little bit, and a little bit sharper. So that's the top palette. Now, the bottom palette, I need to make a few serious adjustments. So I've got 3 of my own natural teeth. Here, here, and here. And they're not, they're capped. They're not natural. I mean, they're my teeth, but they're caps. Now, the problem I have with this bottom plate is that this cap is a lot longer and bigger. It's like a much bigger tooth. So this canine compared to this canine, where is it? Right here, is different. And see how it like kind of goes up at the bottom? So that looks odd. Nobody's really said anything. Maybe having that weird little offness about them is what makes them look a little bit more real. Maybe? I don't know. But it's, you know, not straight, obviously, because that tooth is so big and it sticks up so high that it's so different from the partial that I have down there. So I need to even that out. The canine they put on this side has to be the same size as this one. Even if it extends above the other teeth a little bit, that's okay. I'm fine with that as long as it's even. So I have this thing about, it could be like a OCD thing, but I have this thing about things that are crooked. A crooked picture drives me absolutely insane. I can't stand it. Even if it's like a hair off, I notice it and it bothers me. And so this is, on the bottom denture is like a crooked picture to me. So it drives me crazy because when I talk, that's all I see is this cap sticking way up. You know, some people will notice that, some people won't, but I notice it and it bothers me. So when I get my permanent set, that has to be at least fixed. So this canine has to match that canine, not in color. I don't care if it matches in color, but I care if it matches in size. So it's going to have to be a little bit taller and a little bit wider. The rest of the teeth are fine. You know, it's just, they got to just even that out a little bit because it's definitely, it's a thing. And it's a thing that bothers me. So that's something that has to be fixed. Now, the top plate is fine for the immediates. I mean, it's straight. The teeth are beautiful. They're, you know, I don't have any complaints about the teeth. There's just things that I would like to, you know, customize with it to make it look a little bit more natural, a little bit more, you know, I don't know, just a little different. I don't like every tooth to be the same length. You know, I don't need to have a square smile. But the smile's pretty when I smile. So, you know, it's just what I like. It's what my thing. You know, and you guys, when you get your dentures and stuff like that, you'll see the subtle changes that you'll want to make. And there's nothing wrong with making changes. You know, you might get dentists that say, oh, you don't want to do that. You know, just say, yes, I do. I know what I want. Do your research. Really know what you want. And, you know, don't settle for anything less because it's your money. You know, it's your money. I mean, whether you're paying for an immediate denture or you're paying for a permanent denture, you know, you're not going to get to customize your immediate denture as much as your permanent. That is for sure. You're not going to get a wax try-in and all that because they're temporary dentures. But they're your dentures and it's your money. And it's, you know, however much you pay for your temporary dentures, it's a lot. You know, whether you're paying $700 or you're paying $1,500 for a set of temporary dentures, that's a lot of money. So, you know, don't settle for something you don't want. You know, if you don't want an A1 shade or a B1 shade for your immediate dentures, then don't settle for that. If your dentist will not give you anything lighter than that and you want a lighter shade, go to a different dentist. If you can do that, go to a different dentist. That's just me. Like, I knew what I want. I knew that my dentist was not just a dentist that dealt with, you know, dentures and caps and crowns and stuff, but I knew that they had lighter shades. You know, if you can do a cap in a lighter shade, then you can do a denture tooth in a lighter shade. I don't see what the problem is with that. And if I'm willing to pay the money for the upgrade, let me pay the money for the upgrade. You know, if it costs more and, you know, and your dentist might tell you that, well, if you want that, it's going to cost you an extra $200 or it's going to cost you an extra $300. If you have an extra $200 or $300, then get it. You know, it's your money. So that's just my take. It's my opinion. You know, take that for what it's worth. But I know, you know, the things that I like, and I knew that I didn't want to settle for anything that I didn't want. Especially because even though it's temporary, I have to live with it for a year. So that's why I did that. Now, like I said, with my permanent set, I'll have a lot more freedom to customize. And I will get a wax try-in and I will be able to make adjustments to that. So I'm pretty excited about that whole process, but I don't get to start that process for like, I don't know, another 10 months. So for now, I'm very happy with what I have. And I, you know, look at myself in the mirror every day and I'm like, I don't regret it. I have no regrets at all. It was the best decision of my life. I have no toothaches. I can eat. Oh, I tried the other day. Okay. So I've seen videos about people talking about eating ice cream. And I don't know if I posted this in another video, but I bought, you know, one of those little small containers of salted caramel ice cream. And I took my teeth out and I ate the ice cream without my teeth. Oh my gosh. Y'all, that's heaven. I am not even kidding you. It is so, I don't know what it is. It's so, I don't know if it's soothing or it just tastes good because your whole palate is exposed. But like, you know, on top of it just feeling good in your mouth, like you have no pain. If you're a person who has sensitive teeth, you know, it's hard to eat big spoonfuls of ice cream because your teeth are sensitive. I mean, I was able to have a pretty big spoonful of this ice cream and it was just so much fun to eat. It was really a lot of fun. So when you are on your denture journey, you have to at least once take your teeth out and eat some ice cream. That was so much fun. Anyway, so I just had to throw that in there, you know, and my family's so cool. My kids are so supportive and my partner is so supportive. You know, they don't care that my teeth are out. They joke around with me. I joke around with them. Like, it really is just such a lighthearted thing. And I'll make silly faces at them when my teeth are out. And I'll make a face and I didn't mean to make it. I'm like, ew, I can't make that face again because it just looks too weird and funny. But, you know, we all laugh about it. And it's a lighthearted thing. And it's not, you know, it takes time to get to that place, I guess. It took me some time, but I knew when I was in my house, like, I just didn't want to be guarded. I don't want to live my life guarded. I've had to live my life that way for so long, and I don't want to live my life that way. So, it's just nice to be able to be free with my family and to not have to worry about being judged. I like that. I like not being judged. Because at the end of the day, it's all about your happiness, right? It's all about how you feel on the inside. And if you feel good on the inside, you're going to feel good on the outside. And, you look as good as you feel, I guess. And that's the truth. If you're depressed and sad, you're going to look depressed and sad on the outside. If you're happy and cheery on the inside, no matter what you look like on the outside, you're going to be happy and cheery. So, you have to take your own time to prepare yourself and maybe others on how you look, how you feel, how you do what you do. You take as much time as you need to get comfortable in your own skin. And, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. If you're not comfortable, no one else is going to be comfortable. If you feel like you look fat, other people are going to think you look fat. If you, feel like you look old, you're going to look old. So, do the things that are going to make you happy, and then you'll be happy all over. I talk to so many really super cheery people, and, there are some people who have been dealt a really crappy hand in life. And you know what? They still have a great outlook, and they still have a good outlook on life and a good attitude. And you talk to these people and you're like, wow, these are some strong, awesome people, and I just love to be one of those people. So I know this video is getting retardedly long, so I'm going to end it. But, I will post another video probably after my dentist appointment tomorrow to let you guys know if they gave me a soft reline or not. I know that new product Denture Fit, you can use it on a denture that has a soft reline, even if, just you can use it on a soft reline. So if they give me a soft reline, I can still use that if I need to. If they don't give me a soft reline, then I'm definitely going to need something like that, because it's just getting really, really loose, and having all this adhesive is like just driving me crazy. God, adhesive is disgusting. I hate using it. But, you do what you got to do. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave them down below, and I'll be sure to answer any of your questions or comments on the next video. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Peace.